hi, hello. Welcome to our heckin' first wintry game of the season, our first actual play of Hanukkah Goblins. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome on in, friends. So heckin' happy to have you. Before we start, we're gonna go around and say hi, hello to everyone. So hi, hello, my name is Jess, this is my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very, very, very excited today to be a goblin. So yes, let's go around and say hi, hello to Gabe.
Hi, hello, I'm Gabe. You might know me as Gabe James Games on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, or pretty much anywhere across the internet. I do game design, cosplay, and a bunch of other things because I decided to be productive instead of sleep, which is a choice that I'm starting to reverse. I'm very excited to be playing as Goblin today. Goblins are kind of my thing lately. So this is right up my alley. I also decided to do some green makeup today. That's probably going to be on my face for the next 2 weeks. It's worth it.
This is your life now.
Yes, I accept it.
Perfect. And next up is Diana.
Hi, I'm Diana. I'm Super Dylan everywhere, on all the things. And I'm thrilled. I'm so excited to be the goblin that I was always meant to be. So yes.
Perfect. Release your inner goblin. Here we go.
Yes.
That's what we're here to do today. Next up is Rue.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rue. My pronouns are she, her, and I am very excited to find out what type of goblin I am today.
The world may never know. Actually, the world will know in
They will
approximately a certain amount of time.
It will live forever in the internet after this.
We just don't know yet.
Yes. Stay tuned.
We're as excited to find out as all of you.
Yeah, we don't even know either. It's a mystery.
Amazing.
All right, cool. So I'm rounding it out. My name is Max. I go by @HydraForge on Twitter. I'm the designer of Hanukkah Goblins. I'm so happy everyone is here with us, both in chat and here on the stream. Everyone's gonna be able to live out their goblin dreams, everything. Very excited to be here, and can't wait to get into it. And with that, with all of our introductions, I feel like I should probably tell you what Hanukkah Goblins is, right? Like you hear what Hanukkah Goblin, like that's kind of it's a hook. You're like, what is a Hanukkah Goblin? So this game is about you and your friends, all of my friends here. We are playing as a crew of Hanukkah Goblins. Where does one find Hanukkah Goblins? It comes from a very popular children's book called Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins, written by Eric Kimmel. That for those that don't know, there is no mythology in Judaism about goblins. That this is very much a like modern invention to sell kids books. So yay commercialism. But I really wanted to lean into that theme because I think the idea of a Hanukkah Goblin is so fun. And just as I was going through the process, and we're gonna see the video later, I'm gonna actually narrate for you Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins, so we can all start on the same playing field and understand what's the history behind the Hanukkah Goblins, what are some of the issues with these representations of Hanukkah Goblins in the story, and how we're gonna buck that in our story, and how we're just gonna have some joyous and happy goblins that are not gonna feed into any negative stereotypes. And it's just going to be great. There will be a Sufganiot launcher. I will make sure someone in this game has a Sufganiot launcher, which is a Jewish donut. So it should be a lot of fun. That's the premise of the game. We're going to be playing as a crew of Hanukkah Goblins. There is a baseline story that we'll introduce to you later. And it's going to include a very cool thing, which is called a shade, which is the equivalent of a Jewish demon. I'm using quotations around demons for those in the captions. Because Judaism doesn't have an idea of a demon, that the absolutes of evil and good is very much a Christian idea, and that doesn't exist in Judaism. So we're going to explore that a little bit with having a shade in our story. And then we're going to create our characters, and we're just going to have a collaborative story building fun time. That there's not going to be a lot of rules. This game was meant for people who've never really gotten into gaming, that just want to tell a cool story. That we didn't want to create me. There are multiple me's. If you've ever looked at my Twitter, I talk to myself and ask questions in the thread. But yeah, so it's collaborative storytelling. There's not a lot of rules. We're here to have fun, and hopefully we're going to show that to you on stream today. So I think with that, are we ready, Jess?
I just want to remind everyone we do have some commands in the chat to use. Yes. If you haven't already, I lovingly put them into the title of the stream so that you can find them at any point in time. But if you put in at !Goblin buy, you can find the link to this game. And we also actually have a link a command that is Goblin Fundraiser, because Max is donating actually quite a lot from this game. Do you want to talk about the fundraiser a little bit?
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. There's so much to talk about. So one thing that was really important to me as I was creating this game was that we're giving back to our community. That's something that should be a part of all of our practices. One core theme of Judaism in Hanukkah in particular is the theme of oppression. That people have been oppressed over history, and that's a lot of the backgrounds of people of marginalized backgrounds. So a good portion of the funds I'm making as part of the sales of Hanukkah Goblins is going to People's Breakfast Oakland, which is a Black grassroots organization based here where I live in Oakland, California. And they are here serving the houseless community of Oakland. And their whole deal is they want to be serving the houseless community directly. That the state of California, the city of Oakland have really failed to support that part of our community. And People's Breakfast Oakland is out there every day, every weekend, doing giving people food, giving people shelter, doing medicine sessions with other NGOs. So I really wanted to kind of dedicate this game launch to them and everything they do, especially as we go into the winter season here in Northern Hemisphere, where it's going to get cold and rainy. So if you're interested in buying the game, a portion of the sales are going to be donated to People's Breakfast Oakland. If you don't want to buy the game and you want to support People's Breakfast Oakland, they are, if you check out my itch page or the Twitter, you can find their donation links. So fundraiser for People's Breakfast Oakland. If you do !Goblin fundraiser, there's information about it there.
Perfect.
Cool.
I think you're good to go.
All right, let's do it. So on the box next to Jess, you will see that there's a little call out box for a YouTube video, and I'm gonna actually pull it up myself right now. And what we're gonna do is Jess will eventually hit play when I'm ready, and I'm gonna narrate for you Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins. So this is a stream treat. That actually this was supposed to be a stretch goal, but we're doing it on stream as a treat. So exactly.
I see Viditya in the chat already worried, and it's like, hey, get ready. You're learning for the stretch goal.
Yes, we're learning. But I don't have a costume on right now. I said for the stretch goal, I would wear a costume.
Yeah.
And at $5,001, I would hire Viditya. So, if we're trying to get there.
This is a teaser
high value content
to get y'all hype so that you can see just a piece, just a taste of what you could have if Hanukkah Goblins reaches that stretch goal. Okay.
I need it.
All right. Well, we're not going to hold you any longer. Let's go ahead. Jess, are you ready to hit play?
Yeah, you say play and I'll hit it.
Okay, just hit play. Let's go. It was the first night of Hanukkah. Herschel of Osterpol was walking down the road. He was tired and hungry. Nonetheless, his step was light. Soon he would reach the next village, where bright candles, merry songs, and platters piled high with tasty potato latkes awaited him. But when he arrived, the village was silent and dark. Not a single Hanukkah candle could be seen.
The timing was perfect.
Isn't tonight the first night of Hanukkah? Herschel asked the villagers. We don't have Hanukkah, Herschel, one of them answered sadly. No Hanukkah? How could that be? It's because of the goblins. They haunt the old synagogue at the top of the hill. They hate Hanukkah. Whenever we try to light menorah, the goblins blow out the candles. They break our dreidels. They throw our potato latkes on the floor. Those wicked goblins make our lives miserable all year long, but on Hanukkah, it's really bad. Herschel knew he must help the village people. I'm not afraid of goblins, he said. Tell me how to get rid of them. It's not as easy as you think, the rabbi warned. You must spend 8 nights in the old synagogue. The Hanukkah candles must be lit each night. On the 8th night, the king of the goblins must light them himself. That is the only way to break the power. Don't ask me why that's the only way to break the power. It is a candle. I'm not afraid, Rabbi, Herschel said. If I can't outwit a few goblins, then my name isn't Herschel of Osterpol. All right, Herschel, let's see how that goes. Going to the next page. The villagers wished Herschel good luck. They had no potato latkes to give him, so they packed him several hard-boiled eggs for him to eat, along with a big jar of pickles. It's a questionable choice, but we'll go with it. The rabbi gave Herschel a brass menorah, a package of candles, and a box of matches. Then the villagers said goodbye. Nobody expected to see Herschel again. It was long past sundown by the time Herschel climbed to the top of the hill where the old synagogue stood. The crumbling building was gloomy and dark, and rusty hinges squealed as Herschel opened the door. Herschel shuddered. Well, could he believe that goblins lived here? He put 2 candles in the menorah and set it on the windowsill. He struck a match and lit the shamus candle. He said the blessings and was about to light the other candle when he heard a voice. Hey, what are you doing? Herschel turned around. Here was a goblin no bigger than a horsefly, with a long pointy tail and 2 little bat wings hovering in the air. I'm lighting the Hanukkah candles, Herschel said. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. Oh, no, it's not. We don't allow Hanukkah, not around here. Is that so? Said Herschel. Who's going to stop me? A little pipsqueak like you? I may be little, but I'm strong, said the goblin. Really? Can you crush rocks in your hand? Asked Herschel. The goblin laughed. Crush rocks? You're joking. Nobody's that strong. I am. Watch. Herschel took a hard-boiled egg from his pocket and squeezed it until the yolk and the white ran through his fingers. That's how I'm going to squeeze you if you stop me from lighting these candles. The little goblin's eyes opened wide, since in the dim light, the egg looked exactly like a rock. The little goblin shook with fear. You leave me alone, he squeaked. Gladly, said Herschel, if you let me light my candles in peace. All right, said the goblin. One night won't make a difference, but you better not be here tomorrow. Big, scary goblins are coming, much bigger than I. If they catch you lighting Hanukkah candles, you'll be sorry. We'll see about that, Herschel said to himself. He lit the first candle. On the second night, another goblin appeared. So 2 goblins. Keep the count going. This one was big and fat and waddled like a goose. Herschel was finishing his dinner of pickles and hard-boiled eggs. Have some pickles, he said to the goblin. Pickles? Here, catch. Herschel tossed him a sour pickle. The goblin caught it in his mouth and swallowed it. Pickles are good. Do you like them? I have plenty in this jar. Take all you want. The greedy goblin grabbed as many pickles as his claws could hold, but when he tried to pull his fist out, he couldn't. So chat, watch the term greedy goblin, and I think we already saw stupid potentially. We're going to be tracking terms as we go along. We are learning things. I'm stuck, the goblin shouted. You put a spell on this jar to hold me fast. That's right, Herschel said, laughing, and it's a very powerful spell. You came here tonight to stop me from lighting Hanukkah candles, so now I'm going to light them while you stand with your hand in that jar and watch. How do you like that? No, no, the goblin screamed. I hate Hanukkah. Too bad. You'll have to get used to it. Herschel said the blessings and lit the candles, slowly. Then he sang his favorite Hanukkah songs. The goblin wailed and carried on so much that Herschel finally decided to let him go. Shall I tell you how to break the spell? Yes, yes, I can't stand it anymore. Let go of the pickles. Your greed is the only spell holding you prisoner. The goblin let go of the pickles. His hand slipped out of the jar easily. How that goblin raged. He had stood with his hand in a pickle jar while Herschel lit Hanukkah candles under his nose. The furious goblin stamped his feet so hard that he shattered into a million pieces. The wind blew them away. The third night came. Herschel felt something watching him as he set the candles in the menorah. Instead of lighting, he began playing with his dreidel. An hour passed. Herschel looked up. Sitting across the table was another goblin. So goblin count up to 3. This one had a fiery red face and 2 enormous horns. It's getting late, the goblin said. When are you going to light the candles? Later. There's plenty of time. Herschel spun his dreidel. This is more fun. What are you playing with? The goblin asked. It looks like a top. Herschel said, it's a dreidel. Don't you know about dreidels? The goblin said, no. Herschel said, too bad. Dreidels are a lot of fun. You can also make lots of money if you know how to play. Really? The goblin was interested. All goblins like money. Keep that one in your mind too. All goblins like money. This one was no exception. How do you play? It's very simple, Herschel said, but you must have gold. That's the first rule. I have plenty. Is this enough? The goblin poured a pile of gold coins onto the table. That's fine, Herschel said. Listen carefully now. This letter is Shin. If it comes up, you give me a handful of gold. This letter is Hey. If it comes up, you give me half your gold. This is Gimel. If the dreidel falls on this letter, you give me all your gold. Understand? Wait, there's one letter left. What about this one? That's Nun. If the dreidel falls on Nun, I don't give you anything. Ready? Let's play. You go first. The goblin spun the dreidel. The little top whirled around and around. When it fell, the letter on top was Shin. Too bad. Herschel said, taking a big handful of the goblin's gold. Try again. Maybe you'll have better luck. The goblin spun the dreidel once more. This time it fell on Hay. This isn't your night, Herschel said, helping himself to half the goblin's gold. One more time. Your luck is bound to improve. Once again, the goblin spun. This time the dreidel landed on Gimel. Too bad, Herschel sighed as he took the rest of the goblin's gold. How would you like me to spin? Yes, the goblin grumbled. He was very unhappy about losing his money. Herschel spun the dreidel. This time, Nun was on top. Oh my, I don't give you anything. I get to keep all the gold. Say, that was fun. Get some more gold and we'll play again. What about the Hanukkah candles? The goblin said. We'll light them later. There's plenty of time, Herschel said. Not for me, the goblin said. I'm leaving now. I don't like this game. I don't like Hanukkah and I don't like you. Don't go, Herschel pleaded. I know lots of games. Stay a while. We'll have fun. Goodbye. The goblin spread his wings, swooped out the door, and flew into the night. Herschel lit the candles all by himself. On the following nights, other goblins came. One had 6 heads. One had 3 eyes. All were terrible and fierce. They growled and roared and changed themselves into horrible shapes. They tried to stop Herschel from lighting the Hanukkah candles, but Herschel fooled them all. Finally, the 7th night arrived. 8 tiny candles flickered on the windowsill. Herschel sat back to enjoy their light. Where were the goblins? Had they finally given up? Herschel felt very sleepy. His eyes closed. Suddenly he sat up. He heard a horrible noise, a voice that sounded like the crackling of bones. Happy Hanukkah, Herschel of Ostropol. Who is it? Who's there? Don't you know who I am, Herschel? Weren't you expecting the king of the goblins? Bum, bum, bum. The voice rose to a hurricane roar. It ripped the shingles from the synagogue roof and shattered the windows. The Hanukkah candles reeled in the savage blast, but they did not go out. You're too early, Herschel shrieked. You're not supposed to come until tomorrow. The great wind died down. Don't worry, Herschel. I am far away, but I have the power to see you and speak to you. Enjoy this Hanukkah evening, my friend. It will be your last. Tomorrow night, I will come for you. You fooled my slaves, put that on your list, the other goblins. Let's see if you can fool me. Poor Herschel, what was he to do? The king of the goblins was on his way and no power on earth could stop him. Unless Herschel had an idea. It was a big chance, but he had to take it. It was the only way to save himself and Hanukkah. It was the last night of Hanukkah. We're already there, fam. Herschel set the candles in the menorah, but instead of placing it on the windowsill, he put the menorah and the box of matches on a small table near the door. Then he sat down to wait. Night fell. It grew dark as pitch inside the gloomy old synagogue. Outside, the whole world lay cold and flat. Suddenly, a great gust ripped the synagogue door from its hinges. The whole building shook. A fearsome voice spoke. Herschel of Ostropol. Did I hear something? Herschel said. It is I, the king of the goblins. Herschel laughed. Don't be silly. You're one of the boys from the town. You're trying to scare me. I am not a boy. I am the king of the goblins. I'll believe it when I see it. Show yourself to me. Behold, I stand before you. Do you believe me now? Herschel tried not to look. Even in the darkness, he could see the outline of a monstrous shape filling the doorway, a figure too horrible to describe. He pretended not to care. It's too dark. I can't see anything. A candlestick and some matches are by the doorway. Why don't you light a few candles? Then I'll see what you really are. Indeed I shall, said the Goblin King. A match flared. The shamus candle caught flame. Herschel's blood turned to water at the awful sight before him, but he did not lose courage. Master of the world, he silently prayed, thou who created the heavens and the earth and the spirits of the air, stand by me now. Then he addressed the goblin. It's still too dark. What are you afraid of? There are plenty of candles. Why not light them all? A hideous hand took the shamus candle and lit the others one by one. Herschel felt himself growing faint, but he forced himself to look. His eyes grew wider and wider and wider as each candle caught the flame. 6, 7, 8. The king of the goblins stood before him. Now, Herschel, do you know who I am? I know you're not Queen Esther. That one's very much a Jewish joke. We don't have time to explain it, but DM me on Twitter if you have questions. Very funny. Enjoy the joke. It will be your last. That's what you think. Begone, or I'll take a stick to you. How dare you speak to the king of the goblins that way? I'll speak to you any way I please, Herschel said. You have no power. Your spell is broken. See, the menorah is lit. You thought those were ordinary candles you were lighting? They weren't. They were Hanukkah candles, and you lit them yourself. The king of the goblins roared with fury. The earth trembled and a mighty wind arose. It ripped off the synagogue roof and blew down the walls. It splintered the great timbers and scattered them like matchsticks. Around the menorah, the whirlwind howled, but the candles never flickered. They burned with clear, steady flames. The king of the goblins had no power over them. The spirit of Hanukkah had triumphed. Yay! Spirit of Hanukkah. Last page. The great wind vanished as suddenly as it had risen. Herschel rubbed his eyes. The night was as still as before, even though the synagogue was gone. Walls, floor, roof, even the foundation stones had vanished. But the menorah remained, standing tall upon the little table where Herschel had placed it. Herschel waited until the last candle burned out. Then he started down the road and led to the village. I'd better hurry, he thought. I don't want to miss the last night of Hanukkah. But there was no reason to worry. In every window there stood a menorah with 9 gleaming candles to light the way. The whole village was waiting for him. End of the story. Thank you all for bearing with that beautiful and slightly problematic story.
Mm-hmm.
I like the part where we get to be goblins.
Yeah, we get to be goblins now. So what did we kind of learn from that? There were a couple problematic things in there that were supporting Jewish stereotypes as these greedy, stupid, ugly creatures that Kimmel is actually leaning to into the book. Even though on the surface this is kind of a bright and cheery Hanukkah story, this is actually kind of supporting negative stereotypes that are being put out there. So when we're playing our goblins, we're not going to do that. We're going to have bright, cheery, and very smart and fun goblins.
Yay.
So here we are. We are now starting Hanukkah Goblins. Are you guys all ready? I've been talking a lot.
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay,
Let's do
so
Ready.
while Jess makes the transition to getting the game up there so we can all play together. Woo, there it is. So we're not going to read all the sections of the game, but what we're going to do is we're going to go straight to how to play this game if you aren't Jewish, and just want to read that section aloud. Does somebody want to volunteer to read it since I've been reading? Jess, do you want to read it?
I was going to say, should it not be me since I normally have to talk all the time? But it's fine. I can do it. It's fine. How to play this game if you aren't Jewish. Sorry. I encourage you to play this game if you are not Jewish. This will be a learning opportunity for you. Keep the following in mind. The first H in Hanukkah is pronounced with a guttural sound that is similar to the sound in Lach. So, Hanukkah?
Close, yeah. Hanukkah. Not everyone can do it. It's just good awareness to have.
Yes.
Yeah. Note that Judaism uses a lunar calendar to mark days, so a new day begins when 3 stars appear in the night sky. Everyone is role-playing as Jewish characters, so take this opportunity to learn about Hanukkah and feel free to consult other sources. One online resource I suggest is Chabad.org. Hanukkah is not the most important holiday to Jewish people and has been popularized in Western culture due to Christmas. Hanukkah is not the Jewish version of Christmas. Do not use stereotypes about Jewish people to tell the story. I feel like that's a generally good rule in like all games.
But so many people don't.
Yeah.
Since we all play role-playing games and we love to get to play different characters and tell different stories, I think that is a key rule in a lot of them.
Exactly. Don't play into stereotypes, folks.
Yeah. Use the definitions list at the end. If that does not help, look up more information online. There are many resources out there. And ask lots of questions. Nothing is more Jewish than questioning what is happening and learning from it.
Yeah, so it's good news, good information for everybody to have. And as we're creating our characters, we want to make sure we're thinking about those things and not like the stereotypes like Jess brought up. That's a big one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do character creation. We get to do a thing. So how about Gabe? Let's start with you. So what we're going to do is how we choose our goblin is you first choose a goblin type. And there's a pick list on page 3 of our document, which is 1 through 6. So you can roll a 1 through 6, and then that'll tell you your goblin type. So, everyone roll your D6 now, or if you don't have one, you can use Google and just type a D6 roller. And then we'll just go in the stream layout, starting with Gabe, showing us who your goblin type is.
All right. Well, I rolled a 1. So that means and when it was what page you said? 6?
Page 3.
Page 3. Excuse me.
Top of the right side.
Do we want to re-roll if we get the same one so we can all be like different?
Do whatever you want.
Stealthy goblin.
Stealthy goblin. And if you don't like your choice, you can also just pick something from the list or choose anything you want.
Nah, I'm stealthy.
You're stealthy goblin. Ooh. All right, who's next? Diana.
Yes. And you got a 6, Gabe?
I got a 1.
You got a 1. Okay. Well, either way, I'm happy because I got a 3. So I'm going to be approachable.
Aww.
I'm going to be a super nice goblin.
That's just you.
All right, Rue, how about you?
I rolled a 6. I got a mischievous goblin.
Ooh. All right, well, I also got a 6. So I think I also want to be a mischievous goblin.
Yes. More trickses.
Yes. Lots more fun. I rolled a 5. So I get to be collaborative, which is so, but like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Can I help? What you got going over there? I can stealth too. I'm going to try and hide behind Gabe.
That's fair.
Jess, you're going to try and coordinate our mischievousness and our stealthing.
Listen, just because I like to collaborate doesn't mean I have all the skills.
And if you want to play as a different type as your character evolves, do what you want. This is all about creating a fun story. So we've done the first part of character creation. We're 50% done. Awesome. Now we choose our special item. So let's do the same thing. We'll start with Gabe. You roll a d6, and then that'll tell you exactly which item you want. If that's not the item you wanted, just pick something from the list. I'm not here to tell you what you want to do. I'm here as the designer putting this game to you saying, hi, friends, play this game that I put forward to you. If you don't want to play it, make your own game, and you can use mine as a template.
Hey, so I rolled a 2. So I have a kippa of speed.
Yeah, so a kippa is the Jewish skull cap you'll see Jewish people wear. You'll sometimes hear it called yarmulke. So
Yes.
Jewish people wear that when they're going in the synagogue, and it's also just kind of a symbol of Judaism in general. So you can interpret the kippa of speed however you want. I did put some suggestions in there for people who aren't familiar with games, but you can take it however you want to take it.
Got it.
So Gabe has the kippa of speed.
Gabe already got stealth and speed. I am concerned.
Good.
There will be shenanigans.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah.
Diana, how about you?
Yeah, it's my turn. Good. I rolled a 5. I'm gonna have the babka of persuasion.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
Education time. If for folks who do not know, babka is a braided Jewish pastry that is typically like it kind of looks like a laminated dough where it's like layer of dough, layer of chocolate and cinnamon, and it's all braided up and served in a loaf pan. So the idea with the babka persuasion is maybe you're coming out and you're like, can I persuade you with some baked goods? And you'll get a bonus on your roll if you do it. And we'll talk about that next. So we have our babka persuasion. How about you, Rue?
I'm about to roll. Also gonna say I and my goblin both want to steal that babka because I would like to. Oh, I rolled a 1. A dreidel of power.
Dreidel.
Nothing can
So,
go wrong here.
Nothing can go wrong.
Yes, and
So in
power.
the couple times we play tested this, there's been multiple iterations of what the dreidel power means. But for those that don't know what a dreidel is, it's the traditional top you'll see that was actually in the story, where it's the 4-sided top that it gets played with Hanukkah. So there's a game associated with it. So Rue, if you ever want to play a game of dreidel, we got rules. We got a whole section. There's a whole ritual about it. So we can get there as part of our story. And for me, I got the Wimple of Strength. For a lot of people don't know what a wimple is. A wimple is actually a collective quilt that people build together as part of a community. So it's actually very much leans into Jess's collaborative nature, but like people will each create their own little quilt square and then they stitch it all together and that creates a wimple. And it's a sign of community. It's a sign of strength that we're stronger together as one whole quilt together rather than our individual pieces. So it's very cute. So that will be the Wimple Strength. I've never role played with this one, so it's going to be interesting.
Love it. I rolled a 6. A hamsa?
So you have the Hamsa of luck. So a Hamsa is a hand symbol, which somewhere in the art, it's a hand symbol, which is a sign of good luck. And sometimes it has the symbol Chai on it, which is in Hebrew, which is signifies to life. And the idea of Hamsa is to protect you from evil and to help you out when you need it. So it's kind of like your luck roll to help you out. So since nobody got the Sufgan Yolt launcher, does someone particularly identify with it and like want to grab it? Because if not, I will. But I want to leave it open to you guys if you want to change your item. Gabe, you're set.
I like
Yes.
You like it, Rue, Jess?
I'm tempted, but also I like the idea that there is a separate set of rules for playing the dreidel game, and I would love to do that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's really neat. But I would like to see these suites launched.
Are you conflicted?
I I could take it if no one wants it.
Just it
If
looks
no
like
one
you
else
want
is
it.
gonna-
You're like,
If no one else is gonna take it, well, I feel I'm not the most mischievous. Should I? Maybe I am responsible, so I
Yeah.
have it.
maybe you're shooting us with donuts so we stay in line. I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe you're shooting them into my mouth.
Yeah.
Could you help me say it again?
Sufganiyot.
Sufganyo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sufganiyot.
Maybe you could help me get like the babkas really far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I
yeah.
can
Maybe put the babkas in. I love it.
Persuade,
toss
we
it
can
up
work
and-
together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Awesome.
Listen,
Cool.
I have this Sufganyo launcher, but I don't keep it loaded. Like you gotta be prepared. So
Safety
that's
first.
separate. And just in case, what if you need to launch a babka, right? You need to be prepared either or. So yeah, definitely.
So Jess is going to be the responsible one on stream.
No, that's not what I want.
This is new. I don't know if Jess has done this
What?
before.
It's not gonna
What?
last.
How did I? Yeah.
All right,
Mm.
awesome. So, so we have our goblin type. And we have our special item. How the game works is when you feel like you need to roll, like you're at some kind of decision, and we're all pretty experienced role players, so you kind of know when you feel like, yeah, I kind of want to leave something up to chance. Like maybe you go and meet with somebody and you're trying to figure out, did they give you the information you want? You might want to roll then, or you may just want to say, I don't want to deal with it. I want to get the information. So rolling is you roll a d6, and if you feel like your goblin type applies, you get to add 1. If you feel like your special item applies, you get to add 1. If both apply, synergy, you get to add 2. So the max roll you could have is an 8. So you'll roll your d6, add 1 or add 2 or add 0, depending on if you're able to kind of match up with your abilities. And then we have a table that will tell us how that encounter resolves. Like, oh, you were super successful, or oh, this was really bad. Figure out what happens. So when we get to our first roll, we'll look at that table. I think for now, let's get started. I will read our introduction. It's going to be spooky and amazing, and hopefully our story's full of donuts. If Jess lets us. Jess, are you going to let us have donuts?
I'm holding. They are separately locked to my side. They're not loaded in the gun. They're under.
Okay, Rue, pregame powwow.
Start stealing
we need
my
to steal
donuts.
donuts from Jess.
They're not even loaded in. We can just take them.
Yes,
That's true.
This is very important. So
Yeah.
I will set our scene for us. So I'm facilitating this game, but this is all about collaborative storytelling. So I'll set the scene for us, help us kind of work through our story when we need some help. And here we go. Your crew of Hanukkah Goblins is walking around town, looking to spread some Hanukkah joy. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah, but you see no menorahs or Hanukkah candles shining in the windows. You know there must be some other Hanukkah goblins in this town too. But where might they be? As your group arrives into town, you all see that the town looks completely normal, but that's odd because you expected there to be this joyous celebration on the first night of Hanukkah, that you would see the Hanukkah candles, you might see a festival, there would be something, right? So when you all speak to people in the town square, as we're kind of going around and talking, everyone seems sad, lazy. I apologize, that's not a good word. Everyone seems sad, they seem tired, they seem unexcited about Hanukkah. Even the other goblins in town seem bored. They just seem uninterested in what's going on. As you all walk past the synagogue, you all see bird-like footprints leading into the temple. So it kind of looks like a chicken, but bird-like footprint. You all think there's a shade in this town, and in this town is depressing the Hanukkah spirit. How will your group save the town? Dun, dun, dun. So we get to figure out how we want to go about it.
Oh no,
So-
guys.
I know. We got to figure out what's going on with this shade. And Max, you ask, what is a shade? Well, let me tell you, it's in the rules. Shades are entities most often serving wicked purposes. While demon is the most common English translation, Judaism has a different relationship with its evil creatures and spirits. Everything serves a purpose in our universe, and everything is made by or connected to the divine. Shades have wings like angels, are able to fly, and can obtain secret knowledge. They eat, sleep, and procreate like humans, but they're not immortal. They are long-lived, so you can get rid of them. They are distinguishable by their bird-like feet and are invisible to most humans. Shades are vulnerable to iron, so we'll keep that in mind as we're going through our story. Amulets like Hamsas, relevant
Hey, I
biblical
had
verses.
one of those.
I know.
You made me trade it away.
We could, maybe we go find one.
Ah,
We
darn
can go
it.
find
of the
Hamsa one.
mischievousness.
It's okay. It was worth it for donuts. It's fine.
It's true. We got to have the donuts. And the names of the divine are also used to defense against shades. Pious behavior and safety in groups, 3 or more at night, are usually the best defense. So stay together. Maybe we go find a Hansa of luck. Look out for those bird-like feet. Those are kind of our indicators for shades. So with that, let's start a role play. We're in the town square. What's everyone doing? Rue, do you think you're playing dreidel? Maybe playing with some kids in town?
Yeah, actually, quickly before that, is there a particular naming convention for our goblins? Do they have names?
Yeah, you can name your goblin if you want.
Okay.
I'm probably just gonna go with my name because I can't think of one.
Yeah,
But
I have not thought of anything. I just pretending like I'm prepped with a name. Yeah, I think my goblin is they're not playing with anyone yet. They're just like spinning the dreidel in their hand in the hopes that someone will come and ask to play. So they're just kind of standing near groups of people and they're like, if only someone would ask me to play, I would play with
plot
them.
hook for later when we can play a dreidel game.
Yeah. But otherwise, they're just kind of doing it as almost like a fidget habit. They're just kind of twirling it around.
Play with me.
Mm-hmm.
How about the rest of y'all?
I'm gonna see that Rue's goblin is clearly trying to get some dreidel playing, and I'm gonna come over and kind of put my hand out and be like, sorry, no one wants to play with you. Seems like no one here's really excited. But when I reach out my hand, it's covered in sticky chocolate and there's some crumbs all around my face. I'll spin it if you want.
A goblin puts out their hand with the dreidel and they're like, okay, first put out your hand like this. And then I spin it in front of you and drop it, but then catch it before it lands in your hand and then smacks you and hi, I got you.
When did you learn how to do magic tricks?
A powerful entity once told me a long time ago.
That was pretty cool.
Ooh, you got chocolate on your hands. They'll start eating it.
Wait. Rue, your goblin started eating it off of...
It's on my hand now because I slapped their hand. And they're like, yeah, you got more of that.
There's more where that came from.
I'm gonna come over now and open up my little donut bag and be like, clearly we're going to have a busy night, so everyone needs to have some food. So here's some for you, and here's, this goes nice with your, I know you have babka, but also have this. And then go over
no
and
problem.
Oh, Gabe, what's your goblin doing? Because I'm looking for you now.
You're handing out donuts, right?
Yeah, I'm where did
So
hey,
I want you to have one in your hand. And it's Max. It's Keepa.
Yeah, Kipa. Yeah.
With my keep of speed, I basically went a Quicksilver, like run up so fast and then just put my whole mouth on your hand with the donut.
I definitely look the other way and then like look back and you just like,
Har!
I mean, okay.
You have a bag full of donuts?
Yeah.
My face goes in it.
Are you no? We need some of those for later. Hang on.
Wait, I need to see if there's a bigger one. Hold on. And I'm like looking at the bag and I'm like, this is the biggest one you have because I want the one that's the biggest. And I'm just taking the entire bag and I'm like touching all of them.
I definitely like feel like the bag gets yoinked one way and then yoinked back and then put the other way. And
how big is the bag in comparison to you?
I feel like it's pretty decent because I feel like I've been like holding it to my side and it's like I've got to load a whole launcher. Okay, there's gotta be a lot here. So I've got this whole, I mean, it was quite full and now it's only like half full.
I'm full.
I mean, that's great, but what if we need more later?
We make more.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. Okay.
You'll see me pop up behind you with a second bag of donuts. Be like, is this what you're looking for?
You're my
Always.
favorite now.
Good
Don't
plan.
ask me where these came from, but they definitely didn't come from the baker. And I'll give you the bag, Jess.
Oh, that's great.
How was the baker?
What baker? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They
There are
said
no
they
bakers
definitely
here.
didn't take it. From the
definitely
baker.
did not.
Didn't.
And
So they could.
They definitely didn't say hi to you, Diana, and wanted to know how you were doing. Definitely not. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Well, now that I'm just like sort of thinking about him anyway, like maybe we should. It just seems like maybe the town could use more donuts.
Oh, this is a good. You
You're
know
not
what?
wrong.
You know what? It's really quiet, and you know what? That means that people aren't having enough fun. And if people aren't having enough fun, you know something that helps? Snacks.
Donuts.
In the background,
donuts.
I'm like, fireworks? Okay, no.
Also, good point. Put it on the
too-
list.
Just like pulling one out, and I'm like, okay, maybe later.
Later. We got plans.
double finger guns to you.
I would like to waddle like a goose over to the baker. If I could, please.
Can I pick you up?
Yes.
I want to be the smallest goblin of us all, and I want to pick you up and then just run you ridiculously fast to the baker.
Wait, I want to be next on this ride.
I run back and I pick up Brew. And it's like that like dog out a window, like wind blowing my face backwards kind of. Yeah. Do you two want to go? Max and Jess.
Actually, I had this thought, and then like, I'm gonna say my goblin like hooks one arm into Max's goblin's arm and the other arm into Gabe's goblin. I feel like we should all stay together because it's awfully quiet, and I don't like that. So let's all go. And then I feel like, do you yoink us at this point? Like once we're all attached in a line.
So if I'm in the middle, it's like you're probably lifting me up, so my feet are going really, really, really fast. But then as soon as you put me down, just pulling forward. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like in comparison to all of you, I'm like Scrappy Doo size.
Oh my
So
God,
cute.
That's so good.
I must also say we are probably all very cute. We are cute goblins. We have cute outfits. If you want to describe your outfit, I think I'm wearing some kind of like something dapper. Like I'm feeling stylish.
Do you have
So-
a hat or an accessory?
I'm wearing all corduroy, baby. 100% corduroy, 100% of the goblin. Corduroy hat, corduroy shirt, corduroy overalls.
Fake leather pants and a crop top
Ooh.
hoodie.
Ooh.
Oh, you're definitely the coolest one.
Yeah.
Very good.
My name's Bingby Sweeney.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, actually, you could go ahead.
Okay. I was kind of liking the name Chi. And so my goblin is like they look very halfway in between a lot of things. As the collaborative goblin, they look like someone that like started to get really excited about one idea, and so they have like, you know, like one like they have like some detailing on like a shirt, but then it kind of like changes and then it's kind of unbuttoned, not properly, like one button, you know, when you button the wrong button up, like they've got that going on where they kind of like were halfway in between, and then they've got like this like skirt, and they're a little bit messy but a little bit put together. Like they tried. They're still very cute, and they're covered in little speckle freckles, and they definitely have too many pockets and several like little pouches and bags for keeping all the things they need to help all their friends.
Amazing. I think I'm going to be wearing a blazer, and the sleeves, instead of being normal like suit material, is just fishnets. Like I am a hot goblin.
Hell yeah.
So we will flesh out more of the outfit later, but that's what I got. So we're at the baker, right?
Oh, wait,
Gabe, we all
haven't.
ran to the baker.
We.
Yeah, we. Sir.
Knock, knock, knock.
I disappear into Chi, Jess's bag of donuts.
I make sure that you go into the already half-eaten one, and I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
go ahead. That one's for you now. That one's basically. I mean, I was gonna give it to like Ben, but now Ben's already in the. I think Ben's got it.
I'm gonna like peek my head
I'm
out, but
good.
then you
I'm
just hear
all
munching.
stacked up. Baker. Forgot the baker's name.
Hello? I don't think we got it yet,
Baker
did
the
we?
Baker. No.
Baker
Yeah.
the Baker.
Who's the baker?
Baker.
Tell us, Diana.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to say. Okay. I think the baker's name is Lissa.
Lissa. Okay.
Lissa. Hello. Lissa.
Oh,
Thanks.
hi, Diana.
Oh. Thanks for all the donuts.
What do you mean? And
We got a bunch
Lissa
of
will-
donuts.
Lissa will look at the rack, look directly at David, who that is now the name of my goblin, in honor of David Diggs.
Yes.
Very important.
Mhm.
You little rascal.
I'm not a rascal. I'm a goblin.
Oh, I was
But-
talking to David. Oh,
Oh.
Ben, you're a sweetie pie.
Oh. Anyway, well, whether you meant to give them to us or not, they're pretty neat. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Bingby really liked them. We could use more.
I did. And I like reach out of the box. They're good. Go back in my box.
I
We
was
need
wondering
10
though,
times that many.
are there not enough donuts for like the town? Do you need help? We can help make some more if you need help, because I don't know. Everybody seems like they need a little sugar.
Yes. Yes. Because
You know-
we have some, so we are donut powered, and then we can also help the town be better by also being donut powered.
I'd like to run as fast as I can so that I can run up the wall and on the ceiling to say that I am
Donut
donut
power.
powered.
Donut power.
Just donut power.
But then like
comes
fall
across
off the
screen.
ceiling after I get tired and then
Oh, no. They catch
Goblins
you.
powered by donut powder.
Powered by the donut. coming to your D20 system in 2021.
Powdered donuts.
Lysa will kind of look down at Bingby and be like, "Oh, I did try a new recipe with this one, so maybe that's why."
I am at their feet now.
Oh, Bingby, you're just gonna kind of pat your head and be like, "Oh, darling," just kind of pet you a little bit, be like, "Oh, I love seeing you little goblins."
Yeah.
But and Ben, it's Ben and she. It's funny that you mentioned that. I felt the same way, that I think everyone need a little Hanukkah cheer, some extra sufgani oat. So just let me go in the back.
I kind of want to. Oh,
are you gonna follow?
I was gonna spy a little bit, just a little bit.
Just a little bit of spy.
I just want to see how the sausage gets made, you know.
This is the room where it happens.
The room where it happens.
Magic happens.
All right, so you follow Lysa behind the counter, then into the back room, the room where the donuts happen. And Lysa's gonna walk over to one of those big baker's rack where they have all the sheet trays, and there's just donuts everywhere. There are these beautiful, fluffy, jelly-filled donuts, all these different jams. You can see all these like vats of jam that you can definitely tell that Lysa made themselves and just piped into all these donuts. There's powdered sugar everywhere. But I mean, this is like a sea of donuts. This is a goblin miracle. Like, very, very special. So is it just Ben?
I am looking respectfully at the donuts. I just want to take note of them and witness. I'm not here for shenanigans
Yet.
yet.
Meanwhile, there's a crash somewhere in the background where Lena, my goblin, has been trying to climb up and reach something on a very high shelf. Lena is actually kind of tall.
I'll get that for you.
No, I like to climb things.
Okay.
They could just reach it, but they chose to climb it anyway.
Very good.
And a bunch of things crash down as they also go flying downward. They're just looking for some like cookie cutter things or something. Just puts it into their pocket just save it for later.
Can I ask what shape the cookie cutter is that you took?
Oh, let me think.
Is it also a dreidel to go with your dreidel?
Oh my god. Yeah, I think so. I think that and like a star shaped one. They take two. One for me and one also for me.
Bingby just had an idea.
Oh, what is it?
What if I was telling my family good night. What if we make cookies with a side of a dreidel on it, and then we used icing to connect the sides so they could spin the cookie and eat it?
Will that make everybody love Hanukkah?
They'll get to play and eat.
That's true.
I love both of those things.
The two best things.
Yeah. And then we can teach them how to do it themselves so they can make their own Hanukkah joy.
I think this is a very
There you
good
go.
plan, Bigby.
That got me sold.
Yeah.
I like that idea. If only we had a dreidel cookie cutter. They're still in their pocket.
Luckily, we can find one.
Hopefully, there's one in this store.
That's weird. I thought I saw one. Huh.
Like I think out of my bag, you're gonna see this little soot sprite pop out. His name is David. So David and David. And this little soot sprite is gonna be like, cookie, 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 cookie. And gonna look at Bing Bee, like, I want a cookie.
Oh my God, look at it. Okay, here.
Run into
I like pull out my cookie cutter. Here, I have it. We can make them.
So
I, like,
David's
very
gonna grab it
calmly-
and go back in the bag.
I very calmly like start pulling out the last donut I have. Whew, okay. And I put my emergency donut back away.
Emergency donut.
I was gonna give it away, but I didn't have to.
Oh, it's so cute, but it took my cookie cutter. It's
Well-
so sneakier than me.
What did you say the name of your friend was, David?
This is David.
Oh, I'm gonna like come up over to your bag. Did David go back into the bag?
David's in the bag, and you can kind of hear like this metallic gnawing a little bit, like
No.
it's just gnawing on the cookie cutter.
Oh, eat
Um,
that.
Super
No.
nice to meet you, David. You have very nice features, and you have a very fun way that you are eating that metal tin.
Yeah, very good teeth. Good
I'm
teeth you have
very
there.
proud of you. But I would like to borrow that back. Because one, we stole it. Two, we need it. And three, it would help us fix Hanukkah. So if you could just give it back for a little bit, that would be great.
David's gonna be quiet for a second and just chuck it out.
I don't catch it because I don't think that's my skill, and but I will go pick it up.
Lena's like, technically it's not stolen because we're still inside the bakery. Also, they're gonna go over to the bag and kind of poke at it, and they're like, hey, you still in there? To try to get David to come out.
David's gonna very quickly pop out and just kind of boop you on the nose and go
No.
back in the bag. David has very tiny arms.
Oh, so cute.
Lena,
So
I
I think Lysa's gonna see all this happening and be like, oh, you goblins, I just love seeing you just play around. You're so cute.
I know you're busy with
Do you
string, but
think you
you
can
can't
help
stress.
me distribute all these donuts to everybody? I think that'll help.
Yes.
Oh yeah, totally.
I think David will say, can we grab a couple? We do have a very nifty way of, we have a donut delivery device. That is what David will say.
Is it me?
We have
wait.
two delivery devices.
We have two
Oh!
donut delivery devices.
Yeah, I mean, well. Bing Bee is definitely the fastest method, but also you only have like a 50-50 shot of the donuts getting there.
Hey,
Well,
it's 75 if I eat first.
Okay. Good plan. So like, well, I mean, you have had one whole up. But I do have, and then like she's gonna like look back and reach, and then do that thing that like a puppy does, where it goes after its tail and goes like, "Ugh," and then like goes into several circles, like trying to reach for like this. And it also does this, and I pointed at Bing Bee. Shoot.
Do it.
Lena pushes Bing Bee to the side. It's like, me next.
Okay.
That's
Go
fair.
long. I think I got this one.
Oh, yes.
Do we have to roll to see if we are capable of doing
If
this?
you want to.
The shooting and catching.
This game is no dice, no masters. So if you want to roll, you can do so.
It could be funny to see what it looks like if we don't catch it properly.
Okay. Am I rolling this or are you rolling this?
Me?
No, I'm asking Rue.
Okay.
Rue, do you want to roll to catch, or should I roll to chuck donuts at you? I'll roll to chuck donuts at you. So I'm like, she is very confidently like, go long. I did you see that shot with Bingby? I got this. That's good. It's good.
Is this far enough? I'm only like a foot away from you. No.
I rolled the 4, but we are doing this together, so it's collaborative. And this is my special item, so that is a 6, which is a success, and I'm able to do what I want. So I do very confidently say, I got this, go long. Poof, and it this donut swirls its way, this perfect spiral towards your mouth.
You get the camera.
David's gonna be running along like a football referee, be like, God.
Yeah.
Okay,
Does Lena
but
do anything fancy to catch it?
They catch it with their mouth, and they're like, "Pow!"
The goblin fight song starts in the background.
Yeah,
We all know because it goes like Goblin.
There it is.
I
was imagining I am the tiger. All of a sudden, Lena has a beanie on.
We have a little dance party in the bakery. This is normal. We've been in here before.
I know we came up with a plan already, but I think that we could cheer everybody up real good if we just put on a show about how awesome that we are at catching donuts. Why don't instead we have a Hanukkah show in Town Square where we shoot donuts at each other from different distances, catch them with our mouths, and then we don't have to give donuts away. We get to eat them. But everybody will be happy.
Ben.
I'm just
Ben. You are so reasonable.
Mm-hmm. That's
like
what
this
they
idea.
called me back home. Ben the Reasonable.
I mean, we could still, in theory, also make the dreidel cookies as a backup. You know, they can have those. More donuts for us. Still snacks for some.
Snacks. That'd be just all about snacks. People can play with their toy dreidels, their toy cookie dreidels. We can get Lysa on this. Lysa is a master baker. Lysa can do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Lysa, would you be willing to start making us, we see that you have the donuts covered. We're gonna take all of those. If you could proceed to also start making dreidel cookies. We have very good and helpful plans to be good and help with them.
Lysa's gonna light up and be like, why have I never thought of this? Of course. I already have some sugar cookie dough in the fridge. I can roll it out. Give me 30 minutes and I can give you 50 dreidels.
Wow.
Lysa's a master baker.
So generous. Lena
We're all
takes
very proud of her.
The bitten up cookie cutter and is like, here you go. You're
Here's this
welcome. I found this for you. It's a gift.
We only gave it to a Sprite for 1 second.
It must have, it
Oh,
must
One
have,
little second.
Sprite magic now, which will make it even better.
Yeah. Definitely. Sprites just definitely make things better. That's definitely not something you need to look into or question.
Don't Google it.
None of you sound very
Oh.
confident about anything that you just said.
Okay. Lysa will kind of look at my David's bag and be like, thanks, David, and wipe a little bit of soot off, and then put it
Thanks,
back, put in the to wash pile.
Lena's like, "Ah, that's gonna wash all the luck off of it."
Well, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
It's not even lucky
So-
anymore. Okay.
We can start grabbing racks of donuts,
Okay.
pulling them out.
She starts like taking the racks and then loading them onto Bingby. Just like, okay, you can take another one, right? And another one? I'm pretty sure you got this. Here you go.
I
You can
think.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Watching Bingby carrying so many, I'll suggest an alternate for maybe myself, Lena, and David, because now I assume there are some that are very high up on some shelves. So if we could just, get up on each other's shoulders, and then we'll be able to pull the tall ones down. Who wants to be top shelf? Who wants to be bottom shelf? Who wants to be middles?
Isn't Lena tall enough to do this?
Yeah, Lena could just pick it up. At first, they put up their hand for top shelf, even though that would be ridiculous. They would like crush the other two. And then like as they like put their arm up, it just reaches the top.
Ben like kind of puts like an arm under Lena's leg like he's lifting them, but not really accomplishing anything. It's like teamwork.
Yeah, this works. I believe this. You're lifting me.
Yeah. I've heard, oh, yeah, teamwork. I've heard it makes stuff work.
It does.
Kind of stuff.
Like
Makes Hanukkah work.
I'm bringing them down, but as I do, I let one fall into my mouth.
One for you, one for me, one for you, one for me.
I think I'm kind of like behind the rack a little bit and just kind of like making sure make sure I get my strategic emergency donut stash. Seeing Bingby have an emergency stash made me a little jealous that I hadn't thought of that first. That an emergency donut stash is very important. So I will be taking one kind of donut of every one. Trying my best. Got to get all the flavors, collect them all.
Are there any sheets in here? I assume there are probably sheets, right?
Do you mean like
bed sheets?
Like, sure, tablecloths, bed sheets, sure, whatever.
Sure.
I'm gonna go find a baker. Can I have a sheet, please?
Sure. What color do you want?
Blue.
Blue? Okay, I've got a million of those. And so we'll go.
Can I
into
have
the
3?
Sure. Can I ask am I gonna get these back at the end of the night? I might give you different tablecloths.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And Lisa's gonna go in the back and pull out these beautiful royal blue tablecloths. That these are the nice ones. Like you could make like a nice cape or something out of this. So it's this nice royal blue, very like deep color. There's these silver stitched Jewish stars and menorahs. This is a very classy tablecloth. So Lisa will give you 3 of them.
Okay, these are really nice. Do you have an extra less nice one that I can use?
I've got just the thing. And
Okay.
Lisa will go back and pull definitely from the bulk store of the Hanukkah Goblins universe of just plain royal blue tablecloths.
I'll make that one into a cape. Okay.
Excellent. Oh, you look so cute. She's gonna grab your cheek.
Okay. I'll be back, and I'm gonna run outside with the tablecloths.
Excellent.
Continue.
So I think let's wrap our scene in the bakery, and then we can take our stream break. So what do we want to do as our kind of our last actions in the bakery?
I'm gonna, because I don't want to be spoiled for the surprise of what Bigby has planned with the sheets. I'm gonna give a little breath before I leave the bakery.
I'm gonna come back.
I'm gonna pause.
I'm gonna take 2 trays of the donuts and then leave again.
I still trust it. I feel like it's gonna be good.
Lena sneaks away and grabs another of the bulk things and also wraps it around as like a skirt. All of Lena's clothes are kind of look like they've been just randomly pulled off of like clotheslines or something. So they're all mismatched and they're like, another to add to my collection that I wear.
Love it.
So I think as David is leaving, David's gonna ask, hey Lysa, do you have an extra baking rack? Like hypothetically, if we wanted to attach some hypothetical fireworks and launch them at our hypothetical Hanukkah party festival, could I hypothetically borrow a baking rack? And Lysa's like, this goblin is up to no good, but this is fine. Lysa's much too nice and willing to indulge us goblins. So Lysa will bring an extra baker's rack that David will kind of wheel out and follow behind Lena.
She will follow behind everyone after they have made sure that they have several different bags of donuts, and they're sorted both by their accessibility in terms of the other goblins coming and eating them, which they know will happen, and then there's some like more barricaded ones for like the backup donuts, but then they're also somewhat sorted by their aerodynamic capabilities. It's very important. We need to know. We're about to put on an extravaganza. Yeah, this is very, so like, it's like, you know, sorting. Okay, this one was good spin. This one was really good distance. This one will be, okay, we're good. Let's go.
Excellent. So
Hi, Lysa.
Thank you so much. We're definitely gonna make everyone so happy, and then we're gonna tell them they have to come back here and buy, you know, after you've made new things, because we took everything. But later.
Yes, the dreidel cookies will be ready soon. So you guys get all prepared for your festival. I'm so excited, and I'll have the dreidel cookies ready for you all.
Heck yeah.
And I think David is gonna like, as we all like leave, I'm gonna go up to the window, just like put my face up against the window, be like, thanks. Lysa will be a little frightened and then just kind of wave.
Lena salutes. We'll make you proud.
In Baker we trust. So I think as we leave the bakery through the back door, because that's where the big doors are. We got to get these trays out. I think we're going to see some bird-like footprints out behind the bakery. And we're going to see this tall, kind of dark figure with these angelic-like wings. And this shade, you think, is going to say, I've been waiting for you, my goblin friends. And that's where we're going to break.
Oh. Even though I'm bigger than him, I'm hiding behind Big Me.
That's fair. Big B was probably like, what did I miss?
Perfect.
No doubt.
All right, y'all. We're going to get up. We're going to do a stretch. We're going to rehydrate. Y'all should do the same. Please make sure you take care out there. Don't forget to get yourself a nice drink or a snack or something. And then we will be back in like 10 minutes with more of this Hanukkah fun. Thank you so much, everyone who's hanging out.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you soon. Oh, hi, hello. We are back from break. I hope you had a good one. We left on that cliffhanger. That figure.
Very scary.
they want? I don't know. I'm hiding behind Big B, so this isn't my problem. push.
Donut?
Venus hiding behind a donut.
Just one donut in front of your face, like this.
If I can't see you, you can't see me.
Perfect.
I think David is gonna go like to profile of the baker's rack. Like, you can't see me.
It's good logic.
Yeah, so everyone, we see the shade in front of us. The shade is tall, it's dark looking, it
Get
has
him,
these
goblins.
wings. It's kind of in the shadows for now, but I'm pretty sure we'll see his face pretty soon. But as a reminder for everyone that shades are not these evil creatures, that they have these features we've just described, that doesn't necessarily make them evil. They're playing upon wicked things within humans, so they might be playing on anxiety, they could be playing off of anger, they might be playing off some kind of human emotion or something going on, but that doesn't make them wicked creatures. So as we're gonna kind of collaboratively discuss as a group how we want to address this shade, but I'll just kind of read the description again. So shades have wings like angels, they're able to fly and can obtain some secret knowledge. So maybe they know something. I don't know. They eat and sleep and procreate like humans. They're not immortal, but they are long-lived. They're distinguishable by the bird-like feet and are invisible to most humans. So that's something important we may want to think about, is us as goblins, we can see this shade, but maybe humans can't see, or maybe a special human can see this shade. But I have a feeling, and we'll talk about this as a group, but maybe it's just us goblins that are interacting with this shade, and Lysa, our baker, has no idea what's going on. And the ways that we can protect ourselves and to engage with the shade are shades are vulnerable to iron. So maybe we have an iron baking rack. Maybe that's what the material of our rack is made of. We can talk about that. Amulets like Hamsas, biblical verses, numeric codes, and names of the divine are also used to defend against the shades. And pious behavior and safety in groups, luckily we are in our goblin group, can be used to defend against the shade.
And the shade said, the first thing that it said to us was that it's been waiting for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, been waiting for you, my goblin friends.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Ben is gonna pull out of a bag a very sticky journal and open it up. I didn't have anybody penciled in for this time, but I sometimes don't write it down, so I'm sorry if we had a meeting.
I think the shade is going to come out of the shadows and be like, oh, hi, Ben. And you're going to see they have a very human-looking face. And I don't think we've ever seen this figure before. I'm just here popping in. There was a little too much cheer in this town before, and I wanted to make sure everyone remembered the beginning of Hanukkah.
Oh.
What's but like peeking out from behind Bigby. But what's wrong with cheer?
The shade's gonna kind of look off, and it's gonna kind of flap its wings for a second. Just it's gonna uplift some snow a little bit, and the night sky is gonna dazzle a little bit as all these little snow particles go everywhere. Be like, my goblin friends, let me tell you a story. You may not know, but you are Jewish goblins, so you should be aware that the beginning of Hanukkah and Hanukkah itself was actually a military victory, and the people who won this battle, the Maccabees, actually created an oppressive regime after Hanukkah. So that's actually a tidbit from the actual history of Hanukkah is celebrating a military victory over the Syrian, putting quotations in Syrian since that's the general name of the Syrian army, but they actually put their own ideological government in place that was actually oppressive towards secular Jews. So they replaced one regime with something that was still not good. So that's what the Shade is actually going to talk about. Is they want the townsfolk to remember that Hanukkah is a joyous celebration where we all gather and we gather as a group and we celebrate this miracle. But we can never forget that Hanukkah has a complicated history. So that is why I'm here tonight, my goblin friends. And it looks like you might be ready for a party.
Well, we were gonna do a party, but you bring up an interesting point. Do you mind? It's funny that you should be here now. We actually have a scheduled group meeting in at just this time, just us. If you could just excuse us for like one moment, and we'll just go have this meeting real quick, just us, the goblins. It's a goblin meeting for goblins, but we'll be back to talk to you because you brought up good points, all good. And I'm gonna kind of goblin meeting.
Time for a huddle.
Goblin meeting, please.
Lena tries to make a huddle.
She takes a donut out of all the bags for everyone to make sure everyone has a donut in the meeting. Meeting donuts.
Meeting
Lena
donuts.
pulls out a notepad for minutes.
I know that this is an unscheduled meeting. Please excuse my ruse from earlier. That was for the Shade. We don't really have a set agenda, but I wanted to consider what the Shade said. I don't like how sad everyone seems, but I also don't hate the Shade's point. What are our feelings on that?
I think David is going to reach into their bag and pull out a stick, grab a donut, and just whack my fake gavel on the rack. Be like, I call this goblin meeting to order.
All out of order.
Everything's out of order. A little bit of jam sprays out of this donut. This was not meant to be a gavel. And I have my other donut in my hand and just kind of, I think the Shade has a good point. But maybe we can meet in the middle.
Maybe we can do a story time before the show.
Maybe we
Meta story.
Maybe we can work it. Maybe we can work it together where we get everyone to come out for our impressive donut catching and dreidel cookies that they can all have. But then also we trick them into learning.
You said
love
trick, and I
that.
like that.
Big B, what do you think?
I think that the Shroud should tell the story.
The Shade.
The Shade, yes, thank you. I think
Yeah.
the Shade should tell the story because they'll tell the story that's not necessarily in a way that people want to hear, but a way that they should hear it.
But Bing B, nobody can see the Shade. I don't think. I think only goblins can see the Shade.
Well, what if the Shade tells us?
And we act it out.
Oh,
We
no, I was
stack
just
our
going to say
goblins together and
no.
grab our trench coat.
I was just gonna say that we repeat it back, but I mean, if you want to act it out, that's
Donut
possible.
puppet show? Maybe not.
Is a donut puppet show just a donut in one hand, then you bite it, and then there's a donut in the other hand, and then you bite that one?
Side
and then...
note: are we goblins in a town of humans?
Yes.
Oh,
And there could be other goblins around as well.
okay.
Goblins who are villagers, There could be goblins who are Hanukkah goblins. Yeah,
That makes sense.
Lysa is a human. We can decide.
I legit thought it was
come
just
across other
her.
goblins. It's just Lysa in this town.
That
she's
makes
she's
so
our
much more
one
sense.
human.
I
We
legit,
love-
I was like,
we love
whatever.
her.
All right, sure.
I mean, the way
Yeah,
we,
but we-
take donuts and stuff.
Yeah, we could have goblin villager, or we could just have normal goblins. They don't have to be Hanukkah goblins. They could be
No, it's fine.
normal
Mm.
villagers. It's whatever we want.
But if it tells us and then we repeat it back, we'll tell it in a way that's probably better for what people need to hear. And then we can have them hear this, because for there to be happy, there also has to sometimes be sad. But if we acknowledge the sad, I feel like it enhances the happy. And then we
And
eat.
donuts.
I love all of this. I think that is a very good plan. Goblin team, what do we think of that plan?
I'm probably being held up in the air by 2 arms.
two donuts way up.
I also vote my 2 donuts.
Okay. Hedwig, please take this down. And out of my bag, my hedgehog will crawl up
Oh my
out of the
gosh,
table
yes.
and scribble with its little claws onto my notebook. It does not look like words, but I look very happy about it. Any other thoughts before we report back to the shade?
David, do you like this idea?
Oh.
Yeah, Lena breaks off some donut and tosses it into the bag.
All right.
You know what? Someone brought up a good point. I think neither Gabe nor Bingby realized that this was a town of humans. I think he's just moving so fast. He just
Yeah.
thought that they were just fuzzy big goblins.
You know, they could be goblins. What do you guys think? Are we just a town of goblins, and we're the Hanukkah goblins?
No, I think it's
I
both.
genuinely love that Big B did not know that
I
we
think it's
were
funnier
not
if
the
they're all
same
humans,
as Dust people.
Yeah.
Because that's why it's like, why can't they see them?
Why can't they just tell them?
Yeah, just
I-
listen.
Yeah, I prefer that very much for my
I
own
do
heart.
like that.
Very good.
I love
I
it.
also just love the baker like tolerating this little mischievous group of goblins that lives in this town.
Does that mean the baker did not see us talking to someone?
Well, we're outside the
We're
shop
outside
right
now.
now, I
yeah, but
think.
that doesn't mean they can't see us.
They probably just
Lisa's
hear
very
us
busy.
having a very
Okay.
strange.
Yeah. We
They're like,
No.
goblins.
left her with so much baking to do.
That's
She
true.
doesn't have time to look
Very
outside.
busy.
Lysa's got a job.
She has like an hour to cook an entire
To do
town's
like
worth.
yeah. This is like the great goblin bake off that we just gave her. She has 1 hour to like make a masterpiece. Like
Bakers, your time starts now.
We will be
Oh,
far less
gosh.
judgy when.
yeah.
when we
No, we're
get to
gonna
the end
appreciate
of it.
whatever Lysa gives us. We're gonna say thank you.
Angela in chat just said we just gave Lysa a grad student's level of work. Oh,
Yeah.
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 Very,
Oh,
very
no.
true.
Hmm. Well,
So,
goblin meeting. This was a very successful goblin meeting, I believe. I think we should not keep the shade waiting. If I turn over my shoulder, is the shade like just waiting patiently? Or, like,
Hanging.
you think, oh, okay. Well, that's
the,
nice.
the shade respects goblin meetings.
Okay, good.
Wow.
I'm really
Yeah.
encouraged by that.
I love the shade.
Meeting adjourned.
David's gonna like throw down the gobble. And just, gonna spray the
There's no
jam
jelly
everywhere.
on
All
the
of us.
faces.
Yay! I love the donut gobble.
David's just gonna kind of lick my fingers and be like, Ben, do you need some help with that jam, or you got it?
No, I like it. It's part of my look.
It looks like blush. It looks really good on you.
It goes with these. It's just the chocolate
I
fingers.
was gonna say the chocolate. Yeah. You gotta have something to complement your chocolate.
Mhm.
It's true. Yeah, you got chocolate nail polish. You got jam. Kind of blush.
You would
is-
think
is
that the
fabulous.
red wouldn't work on the green skin, but it does.
Excellent. So I think, do we break our powwow? Are we
Yes.
ready to chalk with this shade? Cool. I think at least David's gonna be kind of like lined up behind Ben, be like, Ben, you talk to the shade.
We'll be a unified voice because this is a goblin group, not a goblin one. This is I started that sentence before I figured out what it was gonna mean.
Yeah, you better clip that.
But Shade, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Have a name. Oh boy.
If you have a name.
We're gonna say, I'm not gonna name the shade because I don't feel comfortable creating a name on the spot. So this will be the shade.
Shade, we have an idea that we came up with before just now. That meeting was about something else. And we'd like to present it to, would anybody like to tell our friend the Shade?
We would like you to tell us a story that you told us before, but again, so we can share that with the humans in the town that can't see you. Please.
Before we do the goblin party, so that everybody will hear the story, and then after we'll get to be some joy, respectful joy.
We have to acknowledge all parts of Hanukkah.
I think the shade will nod and look at Bing B and Ben, and look at Chi, Lena, and David, and also David, because the shade knows. Shade has secret knowledge and knows David is trembling in the bag
David is
with the donut that David stole from David. And the shade will look at Chi, Lena, and David, and like, are you all on board? The scene seems like a good idea.
Yes. Yep. We all agreed. Like Ben said, definitely before, not just now. We all thought this was a good idea together, all of us before now, and we think that they could be complementary things. It's good to celebrate, but also know the truth and why, and to do things knowledgeably and good and respectably, and eat your donuts with respect.
All approve this story time first. I always like story times anyway, so this is perfect, and we will wait for the fireworks.
The shade will kind of be like, fireworks, and look at both Lena and David, be like, I know you two seem to have lots of fun. Let's make sure this is safe, yes, and make sure everyone focuses on the important thing here, that we need everyone to remember and to learn. Can you do that for me, David and Lena?
Like, looks like a kid that's like has to agree to something that they're like, okay. They're all like, they're like kind of squirmy, and they like kind of drop the fireworks to the floor a little bit and like roll them kind of towards the shade, and they're like, okay.
I think David will kind of look at Lena first, but like, oh, dang it. And pull the firework out of my bag and roll it to the shade and be like, can we light one? Just one it's a celebration. And the shade would be like, yes, you may.
Good thinking.
And I think with that, let's go start our party. We can do our party prep. The shade will come with us. The shade will oversee, make sure that everything is going to plan. That us goblins are not trying to pull a fast one on this shade. The shade trusts us, but you know we have two mischievous goblins amongst us, and one stealthy goblin against one collaborative goblin. So
There has been a lot of silliness tonight.
Wherever we're setting it up, there's probably going to be a big table that's covered with the three, probably multiple tables, with the three very pretty blue sheets over top of it.
That's my surprise.
Good
surprise.
When do we get to know the surprise? When is the surprise unsurprised?
When story time is over.
We get to know the surprise, Bing B.
No, it's for everybody. It's us too.
We get to be part of the surprise.
Yeah, because Hanukkah's for all of us.
Everybody forgets that the goblins need a little bit of Hanukkah too.
Well. I think
That's nice.
Yeah. I'm glad. I think it's really good. Bingby, thank you for thinking of us. I think we're also very lucky to get joy in planning this party and sharing it with everyone too. Good. That's really nice. But then, yeah, we should get treats too.
Yeah. The shade. What are you thinking for your story time setup? Would you like, because in my head, and I'm not married to this, so if you have other thoughts, but I was thinking like a one chair, sort of like a slam poetry thing, where it's like one chair and just a light on you. We'll have to do some tricks with like a candle and some things. Just like one little minimalistic setup. Or do you want something big?
The shade will agree.
Oh.
This seems reasonable.
Okay. I'll get to work on that.
So Ben has a job.
Yeah, that's my pet project for the setup.
Chi, what should I do?
What would you like to do?
I mean, pull the remaining firework out.
What? Okay, but we decided that will wait till later. So
but you
definitely
asked me what I wanted to do.
Okay, and that's good. It's good to know. Thank you for your openness and honesty. And now we're going to think about that and plan how we can do that best, but also do some work. Maybe how do you feel about either gathering more people around to the square, to the center, or if you would like to plan some good spots for donut tricks, or find where the acoustics are best for story time. Those are all helpful. Pre firework things.
Wait, what if I put donut arrows everywhere, directing everyone to the town square? People will see these mysterious donuts. Like,
do think this is a very that's good. That's good because it points them in the right direction and also gives them a hint as what is to come.
Who said they were going to be in the right direction?
Okay, that's one thing. One of the things we're gonna try for is to bring people here. So you do need to point them in the approximate correct. You can make them need to do a few loop-de-loops, but they have to eventually arrive.
Okay.
Compromise.
What if, what if we do the donut arrows, and at each arrow, we put up a little snippet of the story, so we're leading them, and every time they get to a new point, they get to a story part. And then we finish the story in the big area.
That's a great plan.
That's a great plan. It's an adventure. Is Ben rolling on the ground?
Ben,
We lost Ben.
Ben, come back.
Pick up Ben.
Can you
Someone-
please say big area again in that accent? It's the best thing I've ever heard. Okay, sorry.
Wait, who?
Oh my
me?
god. Yeah.
Big area.
Okay,
Why is
I'm
that
sorry.
get you?
I don't know.
I'll send it to you. I'll send you a voice clip. Diana, big area.
Oh my god. Very good.
So I think David has a plan, and I think David's gonna help out too. David likes being a part of the group, and David's gonna pop out and just kind of fly out. And I think is actually gonna go over to Lena and be like, kind of like tug at Lena's shirt. Like,
David,
Lena,
yes.
Lena, did you write down the story?
Yes, I took minutes, both in the meeting and after.
Can you give me your book, and then I'm gonna go make copies.
Yes, it's like a legal like notepad, and it's covered in jam because she was also holding Sufgenia.
So what you're gonna see is David's gonna grab the notebook and like Dusa from Hades is just gonna like zoom up and disappear into the night sky.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I didn't know David could do that. Would have given
David
him
is
a
old.
firework to take up there. Lena is gonna run up to Chi. Can I go and knock on all the doors of every person's house and then run away? And when they come out, they'll see the donuts. So I get to do a trick, but also it leads them to the donut trail.
As long as you actually do leave some donuts. Compromise, like holding out like compromise.
She takes like a hand that has like half of a donut and like like low fives.
I give you some extra donuts.
Okay, I'm gonna put these into pieces so that I can keep one of these donuts at the end. Yeah.
Is Lena just gonna go around and make like like in cartoon mouse traps or something like a little like donut trail to the center of town?
Yeah, she's gonna live. They're gonna live out their mousetrap dreams. They're gonna there's gonna be a scene where they try to make like a mousetrap, and they're like, no, this is not in the spirit of things. And puts it away.
This is not in the scope of work.
They're gonna make an elaborate Rube Goldberg donut machine to get people to town.
Just have to hit this domino.
Perfect. Bing B, how you doing? How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm excited.
Oh, that's I'm glad.
I like learning and sharing, and then people get people get a new reason to be happy. Yeah.
I like it too. This was a really good idea. You had a real good idea.
Yeah.
And we just gotta make it happen. That's like the easy part. It's the fun part,
Hmm.
I think.
How do we get them out of their houses?
I'm knocking on their doors.
Okay.
Lena runs by.
Lena literally runs by like.
They're doing like ding dong ditch, but they're like, but it's for a good purpose.
And then they'll see the donuts, and then we'll funnel them all. They're gonna smell the donuts. They may not eat the ones on the ground, but they're gonna know. There's
Ooh,
donuts.
what if we put little tissues under each of the ones on the ground?
I think David's gonna be like, "Why is Bigby so smart?"
Genius.
It's this. It doesn't just make me fast, it makes me think faster. And then I'm gonna run to the bakery, get a stack of napkins, run back, then I'm gonna speed like napkin, and you see me like ding, like going around.
Perfect. I feel like you get it right as Lena's like just about to put it on the floor. You like
Yeah,
slide.
Right.
You
They're
know,
like,
I'm gonna make a roll. I want to move so fast that there's like multiple Bing Bees going around, including one that's like eating a
Ooh.
donut on the roof.
Oh, that's so Sonic
that's
the
so good.
Hedgehog.
Very good.
That's such a
I haven't
That's
wanted to say that from
so
the beginning,
good.
but they're rings, and I kept thinking of like Big B with the like. Do you
So
have a
that's-
ring?
That's a 6.
Ah.
Whatever, the little harp, plus 1 for using my hat. So that's 7. You're able to do what you want. So there's a bunch of Bing Bees just running around putting down napkins and stuff.
God.
And then there's one like also
good.
in between all of you just eating a donut. Ah, so much work.
I love it. Oh
Oh,
my
it's
god.
so good.
David's just gonna be like, "Oh."
Lena runs up to
right?
David. He's multiplying.
What's going on? I'm just gonna kind of wrapped up in my wimple and be like, "Give me strength."
Okay, all done. Just lay on the ground.
She's gonna like stand over you, like, and then like just drop a donut, like,
Okay, I'm good.
you deserve a rest if you want. If you want to lie down for a bit.
No, that was all I needed. I was actually just hungry.
Okay. Good deal.
Calories. What are we doing?
Now we gotta kind of get the people here to see here all the cool stuff we did.
Yeah, Bing, you already did your job. We got to do our jobs.
Yeah. I feel like they're coming out now because Lena's been like knocking on the doors. So I feel like
that's true.
slowly like around
Yeah.
town, like they're
I
like,
could do a roll and see if that actually like gets them to come out.
So I think I need to go start setting up our storyboards.
Mm.
So I think David will undo and come back out from the sky and have this nice stack of beautifully scripted paper and like nice, beautiful handwriting. And I'm gonna give David a little high five.
Oh yeah.
Nice job, bud. And I'm gonna start running around and putting up the sign probably with jam as the sticky part. Jam note.
perfect.
That's so good. I rolled a 4, but I think I get it to at least a 5 because they
Nice.
are being
Yeah.
mischievous.
Yeah, you said that.
And so you're mostly successful, but you had to change your plan a little bit to succeed. What would they have changed?
Yeah, what does that look like?
They just also yell at everyone. They're like
I mean, that
knocking.
would get me out of the house. Like
Yeah,
a goblin
like-
was like, "Get out!"
They're like going through and seeing that no one is coming out, and then they double back and they're like, "Hey, get out of your house. We got something for you out here." And then it does that.
Yeah, it's good. It's not bad.
Oh yeah, it is good. You might recognize my voice and think that it might be bad, but it's good. I promise. Then they go and like yell at every person, even the people that are like right next to each other. So technically they wouldn't need to yell at each individual house. But they do.
Yeah, there's one house the door opens first because you were already yelling at the house previous. So they open the door as you're like, "Hey, get out here!" In their face. What was Ben was also setting up the story, wasn't he?
Ben, yeah. So Ben is setting up a like a little stage area for the final length of the story when the main event before the story ends. But Ben would like to do something as people are approaching the first storyboard, but before the story starts, if that's okay, would like to try to. What I'm going to try to do is I want to actually use Ben's actual like skill and try to kind of get everybody amiable to listening to something without getting too overexcited about the donuts. I want to try to get everyone's attention focused in the right place. And I'll say, "Thank you for coming and gracing us, the Goblin team, with your presence tonight. We have a very special evening prepared for you, and it does include fireworks and mostly a lot of donuts, donut throwing, donut juggling, donut rocketing, and there's lots of things that we have planned for you. It's going to be a good and jolly time, but we have a story for you first, and it's also very exciting and very real, and I want you to think about how this story makes your day a little bit better, a little bit happier, and then maybe you could even think about the story later and tell it to someone else. So try to remember it. And then we'll all have a good time after. And I would like to roll for it to see if I do a good job with it.
I'm so interested.
Okay.
Yeah. So good.
I don't know why I suggested this on myself. But no, okay. All right. So I got a 4 + 1 for my skill. So I got a 5.
You were mostly successful, but you had to change your plan a little bit to succeed.
Okay. I think that then to change it a little, I will make more gestures. I feel like I wasn't animated enough. So I'm going to do lots of this and animated things to emphasize my words and project them out to the people.
Maybe do you think the shade might be helping you? Like maybe the shade like sees the story not going fully right, maybe?
Yeah, and maybe just like the shade like just sort of lifts me up a little bit. Like not a lot, but like just like a little. So I just sort of like grow a bit with
They're
the
like, "Oh."
emphasis, and I think that would work.
Excellent. I think you get a round of applause for your first part of the story. This is very good.
Thank you.
Do we should we all like each narrate a part of the story?
That would actually probably work out if we're doing different spots. So like one person somewhere and gives a part and then leads people to the next part.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so there's a bigger and bigger group as we go along as we like bring everyone together. Like, come join. I'll catch you up on that last little bit. You missed a bit. Hang on. I'll get you. Don't worry. Then you can catch it for next time. And I'm like I've got like a little side hustle going where I'm catching people up on like doing story review for anyone that missed it. So like, okay, and you're caught up. Go.
Catching like the stragglers.
Yeah. Come on. Join in. You gotta be
Lena.
part. You gotta be part of it. Let's go.
Lena, do you think did we sneak off and set up our fireworks? I think
Yeah,
Dobby
like-
did.
Lena like had their like post and then they were just like and then this is this part and like kind of yells out their part as they're like running because they see Debbie running and they're like, I know what you're up to and I want to be a part of it.
It's okay. I think I'm lost in the story. If you guys are okay with that.
Mhm.
Cool. So I'm running away. We must set up these fireworks.
Yes.
That's fair.
Lena's ready.
So we can have an explosive finish.
Yes.
But oh, awesome.
Okay.
Who's next on our story?
I don't know. I was catching people up. I was getting the stragglers in.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Let's go.
So Lena, do you think you probably told your story, your story part next as we were like running away?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
They like started like pulling people like, all right, hurry it up. Let's go. Like it's just running through and like pushing people forward like and then this and like just retelling it like very quickly as they like go down the line like come on keep it moving, all right, you all got it, just pass it along as you walk, and then like runs off.
Cool. So I think we got Ching, Chi, and Bingby left for their stories.
You go. I'll be
Oh,
last.
is it my turn? Okay.
I'll be last.
Okay. Then I like go from being at the back to being like, don't worry, you're caught up. It's my turn. And then I like run to the front and I'm like presenting. And then like and I also hint at the fact that I have donuts. More donuts for like later once we finish. But and I like snap to attention. Anyone not paying attention, I'm like, donuts after. Pay attention. Very important. Please listen. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, so do twice as much listening and half as much talking. Okay? Thank you. Let's go. And then now you're in for a treat because we're getting close to the end.
So whenever they get to Bingby out, like it's like probably coming out to the open area, and because the shade has agreed to help us, I would actually ask the shade to help me at the end. So I would have the shade holding me, so people just see a floating Bingby.
Yes.
And with everything that you've learned and all of this story that you've heard, there is a lot that has been sad in what we've seen. But when we acknowledge that, we can go forward knowing these choices so we can continue to make better ones. This is only the beginning, but happy Hanukkah. And then Bingby's going to hop down and then run to the sheet and then like pull the sheets off, and underneath them is a
well,
it's not.
Okay,
It's
well,
blurred background.
it's
What is
a
it? What is
menorah
it?
made of donuts
Oh
on tables.
gosh! Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Very good.
The best menorah.
I think you're gonna hear a roar from the crowd, but
And then I'm gonna like use my speed to like you, and then you get one, and you get one, and you get one, and you
Oh
get one.
my god, that's
I think before Bingby does that, I think David, you're like, wait, we gotta light the Hanukkah candles first.
Oh, yes.
Before Bingby passes them.
Yes.
wraps them all back up.
Sorry.
they like barely were like taking them to their, and you're like you like just like out, like they're gone.
So I think David's contribution to this is so one part of the game, actually kind of hopping out of character for a second, is there are rituals in the game. There are 4 rituals that we have in the game rules. And these are all like Jewish traditions that I wanted to include within the game so people could learn a little bit more about them. So for us, looking at the doc, it's starting on page 8 and then going on. And I actually include Hebrew prayers as part of the rituals. So like people can learn a little bit, actually engage with the Hebrew side of Judaism as well, not just our cultural traditions. So what I think I'm going to suggest for the group is we do the lighting of the candles prayer, and then I'll lead that. We don't have to worry about mispronunciations or anything, but I think that would be a cool way to like start our festivities of Bingby just like showed off this beautiful donut menorah, and then I can pull out a real menorah and put it on our little stage and start lighting our candles. Does that sound good to everybody?
Let's do
Sounds
it.
great.
Cool. So for the non-Jews out there, I do include the ritual section for even non-Jews to participate. That this isn't just for Jewish people to do. I want non-Jewish people as well to engage with this. So there's a caution warning in here that specifically for lighting the Hanukkah candles, this is a very sacred or very important tradition in Jewish culture, that as we light the candles together, it's usually with your community, it's with your family, it's with people you really care about. So put a caution warning in there that when people do this in your own games, that make sure this is a really respectful thing, that this isn't something to make a joke about. It's not something that you're going to pull a gaff or whatnot, but you want to do this respectfully. So you're actually going to hear me say Hebrew on camera. This is the first. So there's instructions in there on how to light the menorah candle, because as you role play it, the actual placement of the candles is important. And there's the shamus candle. There's various things. We won't go into detail on stream for time. But so what David is going to do is David's going to have the little table on our stage where we were originally going to do our poetry slam, but Ben thankfully very nicely set up this stage for this purpose. So we have the chair, and I'll bring a little table and put the menorah out, put the candles on, and then I'll start lighting the Hanukkah candles. And tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. So David is gonna light the candle, light the shamus candle, and start lighting the candle. And is gonna say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah. And that's the prayer Jewish people say when they're lighting the candles. So that's a little bit of culture I just kind of wanted to put in the game so people could actually see it, that we do this every night for when we light the candles. So I think everyone in town is like, yay, the Hanukkah candles are lit. And now we can start our party.
Yay.
Hooray!
What do we want to start with? We have so many things planned.
I feel like we should start. I feel like we should start with the simplest, which is shooting donuts into each other's mouths. It's just what we're the most good at, I think.
Yes.
It's
I
very
think
prowess.
everything else takes more skill. So
We should start strong. Start. Show off. Definitely
Our strengths.
strong suit.
Linda, you should do that go long trick from earlier with G. I think that was really good. That'll get them all really hyped up.
Lena starts like running.
All right, everyone, you ready? Watch this. And like she like spins in a circle and then like turns and shoots the donut launcher.
Like a duel. Lena like turns around at the same moment that she turns around, so that it's like a duel where we both turn at the same time, and then is just like squatting and like braced for impact.
I think the kids in the town are gonna see this, and be like, whoa! And the kids are gonna run up and be like, ah!
Ooh, seeing that, Lena will like try to catch it and then like get out of line of it on purpose so one of the kids gets it instead.
Oh.
But in a way that it like smacks them in the face and then they're like, got you.
Like a little poof of powdered sugar, but it actually like makes it in.
Yeah, there's actually, you don't know for certain at first because there's this like puff of sugar, and then when the sugar clears, the kid is like, nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, Lena's like, okay. Yeah.
All right, and then I turn around and look for my next target to shoot donuts at. Who is it? Did we just go straight up? Is that what you're doing? Like I see you like
jumping up and down.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna like hop up on like one of the rooftops. You don't know how I got up there, but what I'm gonna do is like, aim for there, and I'm gonna grab it in the middle air.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so I'm gonna shoot it up in between like two rooftops.
Yeah.
So that you could do an arch jump catch. Okay, ready, set, go! Poof.
And I'm just gonna be like, Mom! Chomp it midair and then land on the other side of the other house.
All right. Who's next?
Can I borrow that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm gonna look at Chi. I want you to know it took everything in my body not to take that out of the air for David.
I know. I had a feeling.
I'm just gonna fire it while not looking. And I love this keeper so much. I'm gonna move so fast that I want to catch it in my mouth and then move back fast enough to catch it, but it probably looks like nothing happened. Here you go. Oh, I love this place.
Good job. That was really good.
That means gonna yell, Bingby broke the speed of donut.
Oh my god, you can't even hear the speed of donut like that.
As you can taste it. Run into the crowd.
Yeah. It's a taste speed, not a not an audible or visible speed. It is. Ben, you ready?
B?
Ready? Yeah. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Do you want wait, Ben, and I like unload the donuts out of the gun. I was like, do you want babka?
Do I want what?
Babka?
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna take out like what is clearly the source of all the chocolate on my fingers. Like there are finger spots missing from the babka. Like a big bite mark out of it that like perfectly fits over my face. I'm like, I've been saving this for a special occasion. And I think this is the special occasion.
Yeah, definitely is, buddy. All right, let's go.
Thanks, Tree. And Ben's gonna like run a long distance, shake his head, run like half of that distance back to you. Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna do just like a nice soft lob of the babka.
Yeah. That sounds good. No. Oh, you know, that thing had some useful magical properties that I didn't consider I was wasting, but I'm happy to have just eaten it.
That you feel mighty persuaded now.
I do, by my own charms.
You are very, very charming,
Thank you.
Beth. All right.
I think we've all gotten our donuts, right?
What's next?
Yeah. I think we have our dreidel, right?
Yeah,
Lena
does
wants
Lisa
to-
come out with the
yeah.
dreidel cookies?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so
Right as we
we'll come out
finish.
with the rack of dreidel cookies. And be like, they're not quite fresh out of the oven because Bingy asked me to ice them and construct them, but they're ready. Maybe all the kids want to come around and grab one, and you can start playing.
Bingby grabs one.
Bingby, are you gonna help lead dreidel for the kids?
Yes.
Lena's gonna go run up to the shade and is like holding their dreidel and is like, I don't know if you can play with us, but would you like to watch us play the dreidel game or play in it if you can play in it?
I think the shade is. I think you're gonna see kind of like a restrained smile, a little bit of like looking like they're proud, but be like, my goblin friend, I can't play, but I'll be here watching.
Yes. Okay, I will.
The shade will grab the dreidel though.
Lena's like, okay. They walk away and they're like, that didn't go quite as I planned, and then runs off for like a cookie one.
Well,
Play.
yeah, how does this? You wanna play?
Yeah.
How we do that?
Yeah, Lena grabs everyone else to play.
Dreidel.
Yeah.
So for those in chat, Jess brought it up on the screen, but there's rules in there on how to play dreidel. It's the same thing you'll find on the internet, but wanted to include it in the game. So we're gonna play a little role play dreidel. We don't have to role play everything, but we can spin it a couple times, see what happens.
Yeah.
You can trade for chocolates. We trade for donuts.
Yeah. Oh, we can play for donuts. So Gelt, you can play for anything. Usually it's like usually it's chocolate Gelt, or sometimes it's real money. My mom used to come to elementary school every Hanukkah and come with like vaccine tops, which are these like little plastic rounds, and then we would use those as like Hanukkah like Gelt money for dreidel. So you can use whatever you want. So I like donuts.
Unless anyone has chocolates. If not, I got these. I feel like, we got the powder ones, we got the jelly, are worth like 2 powder. Are worth a little more, so here you go. Here's like, I put like a sack of donuts.
Ooh, and the different flavors can be different amounts. Like
Yeah.
the raspberry filled one is 1, then the blueberry filled one is 5, and
Yeah.
you can split it up.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on.
Ooh.
Looks like we roll d4s to determine what side we spin.
Yeah. So for everyone else, dreidels are 4-sided. You might remember from the story, actually, there was a little section on it. The 4 sides of the dreidel have the letter Nun, which is you can see it. You can look up Nun on the internet. There's Gimel, there's Hey, and Shin, and there's 1 on each side. So, and they want to look this up so I say it correctly.
I just realized I should have been playing. I have these dice with little tiny soot sprites in them, and I should have been playing with these this whole
Very
time.
good. Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
look for a D4
David.
too.
David trapped in a dice.
David! David, get out of there! It even has a
David!
little
There.
Free him.
David!
So, the letters on the dreidel, the nun, the gimel, the hey, and the shin, they actually spell out a phrase in Hebrew, which stands for Nes Gadol Hashem. I forgot the last one. Aran, which means a great miracle happened there, and the miracle it's referring to is Israel. When you buy dreidels in Israel, there's actually a pei on there, which is a different Hebrew letter, and it says a great miracle happened here in Israel. So there's a little history behind the dreidels. So let's play some dreidel.
Yeah.
Maybe we're like all in like individual games, and we can all like roll together, and then we can decide what happens.
Can I play Chi?
Ooh.
Do we play? Is that how we play? Do we play like against each other?
You can play like 1v1. You can play as a group.
Okay, I'm ready.
You can make whatever group you want.
Okay, Ben.
Okay.
Okay.
I bet. Okay. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
This is gonna be good. Yeah.
This is gonna be good. Okay.
So,
Okay.
Ben, you want to start with your game?
Mm-hmm. I got noon.
You got a nun.
That's a very
Okay,
anticlimactic start.
so nothing happens.
Well,
Mhm.
So
what donut? What donut did you put down?
yeah.
I
So
put
at the beginning of every round, you actually ante up a donut. So we're all gonna have to put a donut from our. This is high stakes.
Yeah.
Put a donut from our stash into the center as our little ante
I'm
pot.
starting high. I'm starting with jelly.
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 What kind of jelly?
Red. Kind.
Red jelly. Okay, very good.
Okay.
So we have red jellies in there.
Okay.
So
I see
you've all
your red.
anteed. You rolled your nun, so nothing happens. The donuts just stay there.
Okay. So now can I put an extra donut
Yeah.
in? Okay. Now
Oh,
I'll put
so
a blue.
yeah. you can put your blue in.
I rolled a 4. Shin.
Ooh. So you have to add a donut. To
Oh, I have to put another donut. That's okay. That's fair. Okay. Here's another extra powder on this one. That's good. There you go. Put it in.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just putting. Don't worry. This is one of the plain, no sugar. It's
Oh.
just a naked donut.
Oh my god.
I rolled another dude. I don't want to talk
no.
about it.
It's okay. We're gonna roll good. I rolled another 4. I had to put another donut in. Oh, someone's gonna come by and sweep this whole pot at some point.
I would like to walk over to their game.
This is a lot of donuts in a big area.
Sure is. We're gonna. So one of us is gonna get them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Statistically speaking.
Yeah.
I think you've now formed a little group around you.
I
Seeing this
I put
my
one
God.
big pile of donuts.
powdered donut
That's a
in the
2.
center.
What
Medium
did you-
steaks. Medium
Did-
steaks.
Did Bing B just came by and like rolled the dreidel? Like just came in and like,
Wait.
excuse me,
Whoa.
what did you do?
It's a 2. 2 is Gibble.
Bing B steals all. It doesn't steal, but takes all the donuts.
It takes them fair and square.
Hey, wait. Wait. I like look at Ben like, wait, hey, is that what just happened?
I want to like Kirby like
I'm gonna put a hand on Chi's shoulder if that's okay, and
Yeah.
just say, "We have to say goodbye to the donuts. we put them
gonna
up
hear
to
Dobby-
Chads, and
yeah.
the Chads said no."
This
You're
This
gonna hear
actually-
Dobby from the crowd just like yell, "Never!"
I have little eraser donuts too.
Oh,
That's so cute.
You
I
planned
really-
for this.
really want donuts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jess.
Bingby kind of just like lays down again. Keep playing.
Keep playing.
I think Lena grabs a bunch of the kids and like plays against like a group of them, and like there are open seats, so if anyone wants to join in, and they've put in they're very confident, so they put in like 2 blueberry donuts into it
Ooh.
pile. They're like, I'm ready.
So yeah, everyone's got to ante the same. So if you put in 2, these kids are putting in 2. You got a pile of donuts.
Yeah. Leah's like, I don't know where you all got all those donuts, but I like where this is going.
Oh no.
Oh no. I rolled a noon. Nothing happens except that I stare at this pile of donuts.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, it,
now that you're playing as a group of kids, how many other kids do you think there are? I can roll for the other kids.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's say there are 3, so there aren't
3 other
like-
kids?
yeah.
Cool. So, okay. First one is a 1. And I think that's it's a none. Okay, so first kid gets no donuts. Second kid, oh shoot. Second kid gets a shin. They rolled a 4. So that kid, they already lost 2 donuts. They're gonna begrudgingly put in a 3rd donut. There is now 9 donuts in this pile.
Yeah. A mountain
now-
of donuts.
The 3rd and final kid rolls, and it is another 4.
Oh no.
Another shin. This kid is like, I cannot believe this. And they put
Lena.
in another donut. There are 10 donuts in the pile. And since
Lena,
you've
you need
now
to take
all
this.
Now
Can
everyone- Huh?
can she
Yeah,
like
yeah.
come up, like if it's okay, she would put like their hands on your shoulder, like, you got this. like
Ooh,
like a
so
coach.
Idea.
like so encouraging, like, you got this.
Yeah.
These are your donuts. I feel it.
What
I
David
feel
is
it-
gonna do is hearing Chi like cheering on Lena is, I'm gonna take my wimple and put it on Lena. So the wimple of strength.
Oh my
You
gosh.
now get a +1, or ooh, how do we want to do this?
How did,
You get a
yeah.
reroll. That's what we're gonna do. We're playing with the
okay.
rule. You get a reroll if you want it.
Okay,
So
cool.
now we're starting the second round, and now everyone antes again. There are 2 donuts, so there are 18 donuts.
Like the adults watching are like, where did these children get all these donuts?
Yeah, where did
Some
these
may
get-
say there were too many donuts.
Yeah,
Baby
Lena's
size.
like,
Who were there?
Lena's acting like a wrestler that's like in their like corner, got like a water bottle like being sprayed into them.
We can have like Rocky playing in the background.
And she hyping them up.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Go, Lena. Come on.
For all the marble donuts.
For all the donuts. Do this for all of us.
I got a 3, which is
Ooh.
hey,
Yeah.
which is still that is still
Ooh.
pretty good.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
half.
get to take half the donuts. So
Yes,
you get to take
yeah.
9 of those donuts. Those kids are not happy. Those kids are like, that's my donut.
Lena's just like, my donuts now.
So now kid number 1 goes. Kid number 1 gets a 4.
Oh, no.
So
Oh my
another shin.
gosh.
Each kid has now put in an extra donut. So
It's horrifying.
now there are 4 donuts in the pile. Kid number 2 gets a 3. So kid number
Half.
2 gets to pull half the pile. So they get 5 donuts.
Do they get 4.5 donuts, or do they? Oh no, because
Or do we-
another
There
one
were
was
10.
added, so it became
Yeah.
10.
So
Okay, I
it
was
became
like,
10.
we're doing halvesies here.
Yeah. So then the final kid gets a 2. The final kid takes home the pot. So final tally is 5 donuts to kid number 3, 5 donuts to kid number 4, 0 for kid number 1, and then our lovely Lena with 8 donuts. There are no winners in Dreidel, but if there were, Lena has the most donuts.
I will discreetly sneak a regenerated babka to the kid that didn't win any donuts. Just-
Yeah.
That's way too nice of you.
Lena like picks up.
Well, they
all-
regenerate. It's kind of
Yeah.
They just
But
pop
they
up.
don't know that.
exactly.
Like-
No, I'm very nice.
Well, excellent. I think for time, let's think our wrap-up scene. Do people have anything they want to add to this beautiful scene? If not, we can all have an opportunity, and then I can close it up with the shade and what happens with the shade at the very end.
I like the shade.
I will like. I don't even have.
I think,
Thank you for telling
Hmm?
us what we might not have wanted to know, but we needed to know.
Mhm.
You're welcome. As Jews yourselves, Jewish goblins nonetheless, one tenet of Judaism is to never forget. So I'm here to make sure you never forget.
Yeah, and more people were reminded of the story, so now maybe more people will tell the story and share the story. Hopefully,
Yes.
especially those kids that took all the donuts.
Lita's just holding like a giant pile of donuts. Like, you want one? Like holds one out to the shade.
I think the shade will grab the donut and be like, thank you.
We'll
I
keep
do not
the
need to eat
story.
this, but I will.
It's like all the donuts like fillings kind of come out because they like squeeze them a little bit out of like excitement.
Ben, do you have any parting words for the shade?
No words. I'm just gonna sit down nearby and munch on a newly regenerated babka, and I'm just gonna kind of be quiet.
Very good. I don't think David has any closing words. Chi, do you have anything?
Just want to enjoy everyone, having a good time, having fun, having good treats, having full tums, and also having listened and having new stories in their hearts.
Very good. I think with that, the shade is gonna look around at all of us and say, you've done a good thing here, my goblin friends. I appreciate everything you've done. I hope you've all learned something today, and you've done good for this town. So I thank you. And I think with that, the shade's wings are gonna unfold, and the shade is gonna fly away. Now that's the end of our story. Very good. So many donuts.
Awesome.
Thank you for sharing this game with us. For
Yeah.
everyone that's still here,
Thank
don't
you.
forget to check out this game. It's available right now. There's digital copies, there's physical copies, and there's still the fundraiser that's happening where money is going to People's Breakfast Oakland. So please check it out. Do the thing. Do we want to go around and ask everyone? Everyone, tell us who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite thing about the game tonight was.
Yeah. Do you want to do the same order? Start with Gabe.
Sure. Let's do that.
Go. So hi, I'm Gabe. You can find me at Gabe James Games all across the internet. I think my favorite part was the each of the characters telling the story and then moving with the crowd. I feel like it was a nice build-up point that also felt like it was a very uniting thing, like everyone coming together more and more and more, and a lot, like united groups traveling together is something that, from what I remember, I've been taught is a reoccurring part of a lot of Hebrew and Jewish history in general. So it was nice seeing like we were coming together over different points, like uniting to come to a final point to have that moment.
Yeah. Cool, Diana.
I'm Diana. I'm Super Dylan in all the places. You can find me often on Twitch for Super Dylan and on Twitter, probably too much as Super Dylan, and doing lots of things. My favorite part, I think, was meeting the Shade, because it was such a, I don't know, it was such an unknown thing. It's not anything I think we've ever met in any other game that we've played, and it's, it wasn't something we all knew what to expect from, and that's exciting and a little bit rare to experience in a tabletop game sometimes, is to meet a very, very new experience of a creature.
Rue?
Hey everyone, I'm Rue. You can find me at Cherry Drop on Twitter. I'm also a cast member at All Nerds Here. We got our finale for Haven, a land reclaim tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe it is. My favorite part was definitely, I really liked the Shade. That was a part of the story that I wasn't as familiar with, so that was really neat to learn. And I just like the story that we got from that scene. Like, it kind of shifted the way we were doing our storytelling, and I really liked how that went and like how we incorporated that and kind of used that to like continue the Hanukkah celebrations. That was awesome.
Awesome. My name is Max. I'm at HydraForge on Twitter, tabletop game designer, and designed this game, Hanukkah Goblins. You can find me on Twitter. You can find the link to the itch page where I'm selling the game, and you can see updates about the fundraiser for People's Breakfast Oakland. I think last time I checked, we were up to $300, which is bonkers. Like, I'm so happy we're able to do that. And there will be, I'm doing that fundraiser through the end of Hanukkah, and there will tomorrow and Thursday, there will be special events on my Twitter. There will be announcements coming out roughly 9 a.m. tomorrow and on Thursday. So come check it out. Follow me. Buy the game if you can. If not, community copies are available. Community copies are free copies of the game that are earmarked for marginalized people, but you don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to explain anything. You can just claim it, and it's there for you. So yeah, Jess.
We got rated right at the end, so hi, welcome on in. I hope y'all's stream went well. We are just wrapping up Hanukkah Goblins. It was really, really wonderful, really, really lovely. Please check it out. I've placed the link in the chat. You can go find it on itch.io. And like Max said, there's actually like there's all sorts of events happening. It's unfolding. You can go follow follow all these cool folks over on their Twitters, and follow Max and check out this heckin' cool game. My name is Jess. This is my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I think my favorite was like everyone's saying, like the Shade stuff. I really, really like the Shade stuff, but I also really liked our impromptu meeting with the Shade. Like, not just like
so cool.
because we went to break after meeting the Shade, and it was like, is this gonna be spooky? Is this gonna be a scary situation? But then it was this like big earnest discussion and this like back and forth and this like this whole thing, and it was definitely pre-discussed and pre-planned. That was all really
100%.
hilarious and amazing on Diana's part. Yeah, so thank you all so much. There's 2 more games before the end of the year, and then taking a little bit of a TTRPG break because golly. But tomorrow there's a holiday 10 candles game. That's 10 candles, definitely something you think of for the holidays, and then to serve her wintry hunger on Friday. So lots and lots of good stuff. So follow, like I said, all these awesome folks on Twitter and everything that they're getting up to and everything everyone's doing. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Please check out this game, and hopefully take care out there, and hopefully we'll see you all soon for more games. And on that note, I'm gonna wave at the camera now and say goodbye. Bye.